Hello guys, welcome to TPW Talking Pro Wrestling, and it is now time for AEW Dynamite predictions. There are 5 different matchups scheduled for this episode of Dynamite as of this recording. And we're going to get right to it. No intro, as you guys know, and we're getting right into it. The first matchup we have Jay Lethal going up against Dax Harwood, and the main takeaway in this matchup is the fact that it is a build-up to the trios matchup, and it is a huge trios matchup that is taking place. I do think FTR should be going for the World Tag Team Championships, but it's also clear there is something planned for Swerve in Our Glory. Possibly Swerve turning heel on pay-per-view. But I do think here that Jay Lethal will beat Dax Harwood. But I'm also kind of biased on Jay Lethal, especially since he's been a singles competitor for a long time. Dax Harwood does not do singles action often. But I also think Jay Lethal might probably cheat to get the victory in this matchup. So there is also that. And then we have our AEW World Trios title tournament. We have the qualifying round between the United Empire versus Death Triangle. Whoever wins this takes on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks in the semifinals. And that will probably take place next week. But, honestly, I think the United Empire will beat the Death Triangle. If you have been watching if you've been keeping up on all the daily news stuff, you would know that Will Ospreay has been calling out Kenny Omega a lot lately. And since Will Ospreay is a part of this matchup, we could see the United Empire taking on the Elite for the first time in AEW history. I do think the Death Triangle are a great team, and I do think they'll put on a good matchup here. I just don't think they're going to win. Number 1, Pac's the champion. Number 2, Death Triangle. They're just not the team to become the Trios champions. I think if the Death Triangle took on the Trustbusters, they would have won, but I get putting the Best Friends in that picture and putting the Death Triangle somewhere else. But honestly, I've heard a lot of people being a little split on this one, saying Death Triangle will win or that United Empire will win. I'm going to go with the United Empire side on this one. And now we have singles action for the women as Dr. Britt Baker looks to take on Kylan King once again. Kylan King makes her a TV matchup. She had a matchup on Dark, I believe. I didn't watch Dark or Dark Elevation yet. I'll probably get to that after this. But I do know that Kylan King has been regularly appearing on AEW since her return. And I do think Kylan King is a great wrestler for the women's division. We need more talented wrestling and we need more talented women. My bad. In this types of situations, Kylan King will definitely lose this matchup, and she gets the experience, and she's regularly appearing once again. So there is also that you have to think about. Going back to last week, the Gun Club, they turned on their own father. They turned on Billy Gunn, and Billy Gunn has not really been the same. The Acclaimed came out to save the day, and now it's leading up to this singles matchup between Billy Gunn and one of his sons, Colton Gunn. This matchup is an interesting one. This rivalry has been really great. AEW definitely knows how to throw in mid-card storylines. Tony Khan in general is a great storyteller. Obviously, it's not just Tony Khan. The wrestlers are doing their part too, but he does a great job with making sure that there's storytelling going on, and this is some great storytelling here, and this gives Billy Gunn a little bit of time to separate, and this also gives the Gun Club something big to do. Their momentum is going to skyrocket from here, and no doubt the Gun Club are going to be future tag team champions. And if they were to get somebody else with them, they could even become the World Trios champions at some point. But I really have been enjoying the Gun Club, and I have been enjoying the Acclaimed. I do think here that Colton Gunn will probably win this matchup. I honestly do not think Billy Gunn will be putting himself over. He'll probably most likely be putting one of his sons over. Whether that be Colton Gunn cheats, or whether that be somebody else cheats, or if it's just a clean win. I don't know. We'll see. And then we have the main event, the AEW World Title Unification match will be taking place. It'll be taking place between CM Punk and Jon Moxley. And a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, have been kind of on a split here between CM Punk and Jon Moxley getting the victory in this, and I can totally understand that. I understand why some people are saying Jon Moxley's going to get the victory, but I also understand why people are saying CM Punk is getting the victory. Just because of the speculation that MJF is returning, and plus AEW did have original plans with CM Punk as the champion, I am gonna say Punk will retain and he will become the undisputed world champion. And I do think Jon Moxley has been a great world champion during CM Punk's injury. And I do think Jon Moxley could potentially be a big star in this matchup. I also think at some point in the future, if MJF isn't the one that's coming to save the day, I also think what could be possible for All Out is that Hiroshi Tanahashi comes out and their original plans for Forbidden Door happens at All Out, unless CM Punk gets injured again or something else happens. But I really see Punk winning this entire thing. whether that be MJF returns or we finally see Punk versus Tanahashi. Boy, would that be cool to see Punk versus Tanahashi for the first time here in AEW. It would be a great it'd be a great added matchup to All Out. I'm not saying MJF wouldn't be a bad opponent. I'm just saying Hiroshi Tanahashi would be a great addition. I don't think New Japan's doing anything super crazy. So I do think they could be okay with getting Hiroshi to the United States, but travel is really hard, especially when you're going from America to Japan. So I get it if Tanahashi can't come to the United States. I totally get that. I also I don't normally do news or speculation, but I needed to talk about this. A lot of people have been saying that Kota Ibushi might show up in AEW at some point, and I do think that's very possible. But here's the thing. Kota Ibushi had some issues with New Japan. There's speculation that he's injured again. New Japan did sincerely apologize for the inconveniences, but Kota hasn't appeared at any events for a while. And that could potentially impact AEW and New Japan's relationship, considering the fact that Kota and New Japan have had their differences with Kota Ibushi coming to the United States and joining AEW. The New Japan executives could be upset about this. Obari might even be upset about this. But I'm not saying their relationship would be terminated. I'm just saying it might negatively impact it, at least a little bit. Since New Japan did try to keep Kota Ibushi, and Kota Ibushi and New Japan obviously are still on some sort of heat between each other. I mean, New Japan tried to work things out, at least publicly, and it seems Kota Ibushi hasn't really done anything about it. But anyway, what do you guys think about the whole situation with Kota Ibushi? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you all for paying attention and watching tonight's TPW Talking Pro Wrestling. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye and good night.